There is a room in your mind where the door is always slightly ajar. Inside that room, it is not today. It is 5 years ago. Or 10. Or 20. Inside that room, the argument is still happening. The heartbreak is still fresh. The mistake you made is still waiting to be fixed. You try to live your life in the present. You go to work, you smile at your friends, you make plans for the future. But then, a song comes on the radio. Or you smell a familiar perfume. Or you lie in bed at night, and suddenly, you are pulled back into that room. You are reliving the pain as if it is happening right now. You tell yourself, I should be over this by now. People tell you, the past is in the past. But it doesn't feel like the past. It feels like a heavy backpack that you carry everywhere you go. We are told that time heals all wounds. But that is a lie. Time does not heal, time only passes. What heals is what you do with the time. If you are watching this, you are tired of carrying the backpack. You are tired of being haunted by ghosts that no one else can see. You want to be free. Let me tell you something profound today. You cannot erase your memory. You cannot delete the files of your life. But you can change the emotional charge attached to them. You can turn a memory from a jagged rock that cuts you into a smooth stone that you can hold without bleeding. Today, I am going to give you 4 powerful psychological and spiritual habits that will help you release the grip of the past. These are not quick fixes. These are deep practices that rewire your relationship with your own history. By the end of this message, you will have the tools to finally close the door to that room. You will learn how to visit the past without living there. But before we begin, ask yourself, is there one specific memory that plays on a loop in your mind? A moment you wish you could undo? Because the first habit I'm about to share is designed specifically to break that loop and stop the what-if torture instantly. Habit number 1, the practice of radical acceptance. The first habit is the hardest, but it is the foundation of all healing. It is the habit of radical acceptance. Most of us stay stuck in the past because we are arguing with reality. We are saying, it shouldn't have happened like that. They shouldn't have left. I shouldn't have said that. We are fighting a war against facts. And it is a war we will always lose, because the past is immutable. It is carved in stone. Radical acceptance does not mean you like what happened. It does not mean you approve of it. It does not mean it was fair. It simply means you acknowledge that it happened. It means dropping the rope in the tug-of-war with history. It means saying, this is the story. This is the reality. I cannot change it. When you stop fighting the reality of the past, you free up the energy you were using to deny it. You stop asking, why me, and start asking, what now? Here is the habit: every time a painful memory arises, instead of pushing it away or analyzing it, simply say, this happened. And I am still here. Acknowledge the scar, but also acknowledge the survivor. You are not the person who was hurt, you are the person who lived to tell the tale. This shift takes the power away from the memory. It stops being a monster and starts being a fact. Here is the secret: pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Suffering comes from wishing things were different. Once you accept things exactly as they were, the suffering dissolves, and only the wisdom remains. And if this idea of accepting reality resonates with you, wait until you hear the second habit. It deals with the heaviest anchor of all, the things you never got to say. If you can see how fighting the past keeps you stuck in it, then the second habit will feel like unlocking a cage. It addresses the unfinished business that keeps so many of us awake at night. Habit number 2, the empty chair technique, releasing unspoken words. The second habit is a way to get closure without needing the other person to participate. It is the habit of releasing unspoken words. Many of us are haunted not by what happened, but by what didn't happen. The apology we never got. The goodbye we never said. The anger we never expressed. We wait for the other person to call. We wait for them to realize their mistake. We wait for a funeral to finally say what we mean. But waiting keeps you tethered. It keeps you dependent on someone else for your peace. The empty chair technique is a powerful Gestalt therapy tool that you can do at home. Sit in a quiet room. Place an empty chair in front of you. Visualize the person from your past sitting in that chair. See them clearly. And then, speak. Say everything. Scream. Cry. Whisper. Tell them how much they hurt you. Tell them how much you loved them. Tell them the things you were too afraid to say back then. Get it all out. Empty the poison from your system. And then, and this is the crucial part, visualize them fading away. Visualize the chair being empty again. And say to the empty space, I release you. You do not need them to hear you for the healing to happen. You needed to hear you. Your body needed to expel the energy of the words. By doing this regularly, whenever the grief or anger rises, you stop carrying the weight of the unsaid. You close the loop yourself. You become your own source of closure. And here is why the empty chair technique is so effective. Your brain struggles to distinguish between a conversation that happens in reality and one that happens vividly in your imagination. When you speak your truth to the empty chair, your nervous system registers it as delivered. The pressure valve is released. You stop ruminating on the conversation because, energetically, you have already had it. If the first habit, radical acceptance, grounded you in reality, and the second habit, releasing unspoken words, cleared your emotional cache, then this third habit is what will redefine your future. But ask yourself this, do you define yourself by what happened to you? Do you tell your story as a tragedy? Because the way you tell your story dictates whether you stay a victim or become a hero, and this next habit will show you how to rewrite the script without changing a single fact. Habit number 3, the narrative rewrite, from wound to wisdom. The third habit is about changing your identity. It is the habit of narrative reframing. We all have a story we tell ourselves about our past. I was abandoned. I was betrayed. I failed. These stories might be factually true, but they are spiritually incomplete. They focus on the wound. They keep you in the energy of the victim. To forget the pain of the past, you must find the purpose of the past. Here is the habit, take the painful event and ask yourself, what did this teach me that I could not have learned any other way? Did the betrayal teach you self-reliance? Did the failure teach you humility? Did the heartbreak teach you how to love yourself? You are not rewriting history to say it was good. You are rewriting it to say it was useful. Instead of saying, I wasted 10 years in that marriage, say, I spent 10 years learning what I will never accept again. Instead of saying, I lost everything, say, I was forced to rebuild on a stronger foundation. When you extract the wisdom from the wound can finally heal. You stop looking back with regret and start looking back with gratitude for the lesson, even if you hated the teacher. You become the hero of your story, not the victim. And heroes do not dwell on the past, they use it as fuel for the journey ahead. But here is the danger, even if you reframe the story, your brain has a muscle memory for the past. It will try to drag you back into old habits simply because they are familiar. That is why you need the fourth habit, a proactive strategy that physically crowds out the old memories with new ones. If you resonated with the idea of becoming the hero, then this fourth habit will be your weapon. It explains why you can't just let go of the past, you have to replace it. Habit number 4, the principle of crowding out, active replacement. The fourth habit is based on a law of physics, two things cannot occupy the same space at the same time. You cannot hold a new thought and an old thought simultaneously. You cannot live a new life while sitting in the old room of your mind. Most people try to stop thinking about the past. But the brain doesn't work by subtraction, it works by addition. If I tell you, don't think of a white bear, you think of a white bear. To forget the past, you must crowd it out. You must fill your life with so much new energy, new experiences, and new joy that there is simply no room left for the old ghosts. Here is the habit: commit to one newness every week. Go to a new coffee shop. Drive a new route to work. Listen to a new genre of music. Meet a new person. Start a new hobby. When you expose your brain to novelty, it creates new neural pathways. It builds new memories. That now becomes more interesting than the then. The past fades not because you forced it away, but because it became irrelevant. It became boring compared to the vibrancy of your present life. You are telling your brain, look here. Look at this new color. Look at this new possibility. Eventually, the old memories get pushed to the back of the shelf. They are still there, but they are dusty. They don't hurt anymore because you are too busy falling in love with who you are becoming. The spiritual truth: the past was a chisel. So, why did it all happen? Why the pain, the loss, the confusion? Spiritual teachers often use the metaphor of the sculpture. The sculpture is already inside the stone, but to reveal it, the sculptor must chip away everything that is not the art. Your past was the chisel. Every heartbreak chipped away your dependency. Every failure chipped away your arrogance. Every loss chipped away your illusions. What is left is the real you. The authentic you. The strong you. You could not be the person you are today without the fire you walked through yesterday. The past served its purpose. It shaped you. And now, like a tool that has finished its job, it can be put down. The action plan. Here is what I want you to do starting right now. Step 1. Practice the "and" statement. When a painful memory comes up, add "and" to it. I was hurt, and I am healing. They left, and I am whole. Acknowledge the past, but anchor yourself in the present reality. Step 2. Schedule your grief. If you are still grieving, give it a container. Allow yourself 10 minutes a day to cry, to write, to feel. But when the timer goes off, get up. Wash your face. Step back into the light. Do not let grief move into the guest room permanently. Step 3. Plant a new seed. Today, do one thing that has nothing to do with your past. Sign up for a class. Call a new friend. Buy a plant. Do something that signifies new beginning. These small actions signal to your subconscious that you are moving forward. You are turning the page. The final ritual. If this message resonated with your spirit today, if you felt a weight lift off your chest knowing that you are allowed to put the backpack down, then I invite you to make a powerful declaration. I want you to signal to the universe that you are ready for the new chapter. Close your eyes for just a second. Imagine a heavy door in front of you, the door to the room where your past lives. Imagine grabbing the handle, pulling it shut, and hearing the click of the lock. Turn around. Look at the open road ahead of you. And silently say, I release what was. I embrace what is. I am free. And to seal this intention, go to the comments below and write these simple words. I am moving forward. Let those words be your first step. Let them be the moment you stop looking in the rearview mirror and start looking through the windshield. You are not your past. You are your potential. You have survived. You have learned. And now, you get to live. Thank you for sharing your energy with me today. Leave the heavy bags here. You don't need them where you are going. Until next time, keep walking. The view ahead is beautiful.